Good morning, everyone. This is Jackie with Paper Cuts. It is Wednesday, and I've decided, since I'm doing my videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Mondays are going to be mixed media, so I can start getting more into that. Wednesday's going to be whatever Wednesday, and we'll do different things on Wednesday. And then I haven't decided what Friday's going to be, but since it's Wednesday, today is whatever Wednesday. So I wanted to share with you a little fold out. I was on Maggie White and Lori Fusco's live on Tuesday, and Lori was showing us how she does her little quick folio flip type things using whatever. And so we all were challenged to take a piece of paper. She showed us how to fold it into threes, which was no biggie, how to add envelopes and whatnot in it. Inside, I sewed in a little journal, which I'll embellish later. It has a little flip up. On this side, it's an envelope flip down. So I have to do a journaling card for this pocket. Has a tag in here and a little notepad with some trim on it. And then this side is just it's a little note from 1885, and it was a freebie on Facebook. So I just paper clipped it up to the top and slid it into this glassine bag, which I put another little notepad with a Tim Holtz person on it, a little paper ruffle, and did a little notepad here, and used a little freebie that I got off of Facebook that says collect moments, not things. And then it just three folds back up. On this side is a corner pocket. I used one of my snippets that I had made previously in a video. A little piece of ephemera that tucks in there. And then the back I haven't embellished yet, but I'm going to. So I just wanted to share that little titty with you. I got some Artie Mae's freebie sayings, so I'm probably going to put a saying up here, and then once I get it completed, I'll have the little flip out in my Etsy shop. So I just wanted to share that with you today. I also did some other flip ups, really simple to do. I used scraps, made a little notepad, stapled it at the top, took a little Tim Holtz person and some cheesecloth and put behind her. This one I used some music paper and again just some old scraps of paper, and then a little Tim Holtz guy on the edge or on the front. Stapled it at the top and then just inked around the edges. This one I put a little bit of flower trim, daisy trim from Esme that I purchased, a Tim Holtz gal. And it's just a cute little notepad that you can add into all your journals. So, excuse me. So we're going to make a couple of these little flip ups just using some scrap paper and some odds and ends. And then we'll put them in our stash for our next journal that we do. I know I still have to finish my mushroom journal and get that shared with you, but I just have a scrap of Artie Mae's paper. It was a freebie she put on her Facebook group, and so I'm just going to tear it in little strips, and I'll use it in my little flip pad. So you're never wasting paper. That's the thing. Never wasting paper, because you can always use it for something. And I'm not paying much attention to how wide I do them. I'm just tearing it so that I can utilize this paper. And then once I have however many sheets I want to put in my little flip out, I think I'll get a little copy dyed paper here too. I've got some scraps left over. And I'm just tearing it with a ruler, but you can tear it by hand if you want. The edges are not perfectly straight. That's okay too. So it's really, I'm going to just tear this down a little bit. Just not thinking about it too much. Just ripping paper, using your scraps up. And so I'm going to just start stacking it and alternating my blue with my coffee dyed. We'll put that one on top. So I have some blues left over. I just even it up at the top as much as possible. Again, not being overly precise. Take my stapler, and I, depending on how wide it is, I'll put a couple staples in. Sometimes I just put one. So there's my little flip, but I'm going to alternate my pages so that you can see the page underneath. I'm just tearing it off a little bit. And then I have some, I think some pretty blue trim that let's use some cream. That way it will be pretty versatile. And then I just take a little bit of trim. And you can use your lace scraps for this. I don't have a whole lot of lace scraps right now because I've been trying to use them up. And then I just take my 3-in-1 glue or Fabri-Tac, whatever you want to call it. They're both, I think, pretty much the same. And then I'm just going to put a light bead of glue at the top and put my lace down. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm really working hard trying to be consistent with my videos and showing you some different things for your journals or your mini albums, whatever it is that you craft with. For a long time, all I did was buy embellishments, and I have enjoyed the process of creating embellishments, so now I don't purchase them anymore. So there you have it, a cute little flip out that you can stick in on a page in your journal. We'll take the mushroom journal and I'll just show you. We'll just pick a blank page, and you can glue the back page down, or you can just fold it over the page like that if you want, and it just gives you a little extra writing spots. So they're very easy to do. So I'm gonna just make a bunch of them on camera. Well, it's kind of like a mass make, and then I have a whole bunch of scraps that I'm trying to use up and for different things. And I think we'll do a little paper clip today, a couple of paper clips as well. So I'm just going to rip a bunch of pages, and then we're just going to make them as we go. I have You can do all coffee dyed paper. You can put your vellum paper in here. I have some purple. I have some dark, what do you call it? Craft paper. I've got some music paper, some book page. And you can make them as big or as little as you want. Here's some tracing paper. So we'll get those strips out. So there's lots you can do with your leftovers. I save everything, which, you know, necessarily isn't the best thing, but I have a hard time throwing anything away. So I'm just tearing this page into some strips. You can ink around the edges. You can put embellishments on the front. You can just leave them blank and then make it match whatever album you're doing at the time. This is some pretty brittle music paper, so very vintage. So yeah, there you go. I got a pile and we're just gonna start putting it together. You can tear whatever you want down or off. And I'm not trying to think too much about it. I'm just trying to put a few pages together. And they're just really cute to add into your books. The little bits that I tear off, I use those for my snippets that I make. So here's another one. And I think we'll just make 3 or 4, and then we'll go back and we'll embellish them. So I had to get up early this morning, and I had to fast because I needed to go get my blood done. And it's really hard for me not to have my coffee in the morning, I have to say, because I feel like I can't function unless I have my coffee. However, you can't have coffee and then do blood work when you're fasting, right? So, long story short, I thought I was going to die at the lab place because I haven't had my coffee. And so I jumped up, got a shower, was flying out of the house. I get there, I'm all excited. Okay, I'm going to give my blood and get my coffee. And I had to wait a half an hour because there were 8 people all at the same time, right? So much for that. So, yeah, needless to say, a couple hours later, I finally got my coffee. And so I treated myself to a Starbucks, which I very rarely do. And so I enjoyed a Starbucks this morning, which you know, I like Starbucks coffee. I mean, coffee is coffee to me. I'm not one of those people that has to have a certain brand or certain flavor, but my sugar's been kind of high, so I've been going low sugar on everything. So I made my own coffee creamer. The first batch, not so good. it wasn't, of course, sweet enough for me. The second batch was better. Instead of adding pure sugar to it and all of that, I am using, low sugar. Like, I'm not using regular milk. I'm using almond milk, and so I'm hoping that that helps my blood sugar stay low, because I really don't want to go on medication. I know I can control it if I choose to, and that's the bottom line. I am choosing to not take the extra medication, and I don't want to be a diabetic because I can control that. So, long story short, I've been having, some challenges there because I love anything with sugar in it. I grew up with a food allergy, couldn't have a lot of foods, breads and all of that. I have that. I have sprue. I can't have processed or extra additives, certain chemicals. Can't have wheat, can't have rye. So since I was born with that allergy, I grew up replacing a lot of those normal foods that everybody else ate with sugar foods. And it's catching up to me. Definitely catching up to me. So I think I've got like 6 little scraps there. I'm going to put 2 in this one. And then this one I'm going to rip a little bit. So anyway, I made it. I got my blood work done, and I go see my doctor next week. I'm praying that he doesn't yell at me again. That's not ever fun, because it's scary. It's scary when your doctor yells at you. But I've put on a few pounds, of course, during the pandemic, as probably a lot of people have. So it's not like I'm the only one. But for me, I'm very slender built, and even though 5 pounds you don't really notice on me, it does, weigh on your heart and other things. So I think we have enough to do one more, and then we'll start embellishing these. So I've decided, since I'm having a heck of a time finding a job, that my main goal is to build my business. Build my Etsy store. Build my Facebook following. And I'm just going to keep putting energy in to trying to find a job, because that's important. But I'm also going to be a little more diligent and consistent with my YouTube channel and getting things posted on Etsy in a timely manner. This one I want to trim down just a little bit. Cut that down. That one down. There. Okay, so from all of that, we have a nice little pile for snippets. And we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This one we already put the ribbon or the lace trim on it, and I'm gonna try to find a little embellishment to put on the front, and then that one will be done. So I'm gonna get out my previously made snippets and see if we can just put some of those on there. And then this one says notes on it. It's kind of wide, so I think I'll just cut it down a little bit. And we're gonna put it right there. This one's really blue, so let's see if we can find something with some blue in it. Some of these are kind of large, but you can still use them. I think we'll use that one. This says every day. Probably should glue it the rest of the way down, huh? Now, like I said, you can ink these if you're putting them in a journal that's inked, or you can leave them plain, whatever you want. But they're just cute as a button. So there's 3 done. And this one, I like. Try another one. Here's a little one, little purple one. That one will look pretty on that, so I'm just gonna that's Doggy. She likes to lay in the sun in the morning, and then I get started with something and forget she's out there, and then barks to get in. So that one's adorable. So we got 4 out of the 7 done. We got 3 more left. Hold on one second. I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got 3 more, and then we'll move on to our paper clips. This says follow. Look at on this one. This guy, I think I'm going to use one of my little Tim Holtz people. This is the little boy with the dog, and I just think he's adorable. And this is a little, let's use the little girl. No, that's the boy and the dog. There's that girl that plays with the ball. She's adorable. I love the Tim Holtz people. Little cutouts. And I think I want a little snippet of lace or something underneath it. Or did I get a little wacko with the glue? Just getting him stuck down good. I think she needs a flower. This was lace from a top I tore apart. Oops, sorry. Wow. Really shook you, didn't I? Didn't mean to do that. Well, if you're not awake, you're awake now. Because that probably bogged your eyes. See if I can get that glue out of the center there. Put a little blob. I should have glued the lace down, but that's okay. Alrighty. We'll put all our, it looks like I need to make some more snippets here soon. I was going to do some ruffles today. Okay, so those we'll put back. And then I'll show you what we did. So the whatever Wednesday is going to be whatever I wake up and feel like doing, huh? So it'll be different every day. So let's show you what we did. So we did this one. This one with the little boy and his doggy. This one that says follow. This purple one that says loyal. Push them up a little bit. This little girl holding the ball. This flower lace, it says every day. And this one that says field notes. So there they are. So now I have a total of 8 of these that I can use in my journals. I hope you enjoyed today's segment of whatever Wednesday. And I hope you get your scraps together and try making these little notebooks. They're fun to do. Doesn't take a lot of concentration. Thank you for stopping by today at Paper Cuts, and like down below or leave a comment if you could. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and we'll see you on Friday. Thanks, guys. God bless you.